Dan Mowdy is standing by with Greg MacDonald. They're going to talk about how to get into Lafayette and how to pay for it. Here is Dan.
All right, Gary, thanks a lot. Indeed, Greg MacDonald wears two hats here at Lafayette College, the Dean of Admissions and also the Dean of Financial Aid. And Lafayette has had no trouble attracting some of the finest scholars from around the country who are ready to go to a very challenging school. Greg MacDonald, welcome to the Lafayette Sports Network.
Oh, thank you. Glad to be here.
Now, you've had another outstanding recruiting year. I'm looking at these numbers, and I'm just floored. 1 out of more than 10 applicants makes it to Lafayette College. The numbers, 7,700 applicants and 635 places this time around.
I'm sorry, but I have to correct you. It's actually 7,700 applications.
Is that, I stand corrected,
if it was 770, we'd be in trouble.
Not a bad number there. 7,700 applying, 635 are accepted. What do you attribute to those great numbers?
Well, a couple things, really. There's definitely a huge surge of momentum at the college right now, and we've been fortunate to be able to benefit from that. I was thinking earlier today, when you think about the number of Patriot League championships we've had, the number of world leaders on campus in the last 2 years, beating Lehigh last fall, there's just so much positive momentum at the college right now. We are definitely benefiting from that. On top of that, the admissions and financial aid team has really bought into this idea that we needed to increase our recruitment activity. We've essentially increased our high school visits nationwide and around the world from 700 to over 1,300. We're in 40 states this year. A few years ago, we were visiting about 20 states a year. And we're in 25 different countries just last fall, which is a significant increase in on-the-ground recruitment in recent years. So really hats off to the admissions and financial aid team for their willingness to put that much effort into these results.
In this day and age, with the cost of school not being inexpensive, the lesser graduates now in the Northeast, especially coming out of high school, prepared for college, why is it so important that you attract a number like 7,700 applicants?
The Lafayette is really in the excellence business. The larger the applicant pool we have, the better opportunity we have to get the best class possible. And that's really what we're trying to do. It's not just putting 635 students into a class, it's getting the right mix of students. That's the key for us.
As far as positioning Lafayette to be distinctive, that is always a challenge, I would think, to anybody in your position at any school across the country.
Well, I think sitting here right now is in a Division I basketball atmosphere is a very distinctive thing for a college of our size. And that's when you combine our strengths in engineering and our strengths in the arts and sciences, it's really not difficult to take that message out and say, well, this is what Lafayette's really about.
College tuition anywhere in the country is not an easy nugget to handle for a lot of families. Lafayette is one of the leaders in number of graduates after 4 years. All the focus is on the undergraduate program. There is no graduate program here. But the cost, as we mentioned, is pretty challenging. Is that your biggest challenge?
Well, first off, I think you're ready to work in admissions because you just nailed all the key selling points. But no, we want to lead with that message. You know, when people ask us, you know, what's the value of a Lafayette education? That's the direction that we want the conversation going. When you get families thinking about what are the possibilities from this experience, that's where our story is the strongest. As you mentioned, our graduation rates, average starting salaries, the graduate programs and the professional schools that our students are going to. If you ask our students at graduation, was Lafayette worth the investment? You're always going to hear 100% positive response to that.
Greg, just a few seconds here in our halftime break. Tell me about your positions as the Dean of Admissions, Dean of Financial Aid. What's your greatest joy in your positions here?
2 days, move-in day and graduation day, I think for the obvious reasons.
Well said. Greg MacDonald, our guest here, the Dean of both Financial Aid and Admissions here at Lafayette College. Thanks again, Greg.
Thanks. Thank you.
Back to Gary and John.